Hey Bible lovers, got another rebind to show you guys today. This is a little Zondervan NIV Thinline, and it's probably 15 years old or so, or maybe a little less than that. It's a rebind for a friend of mine, and she has had this Bible, I believe, since high school. So it's taken a beating and been with her for a long time. Let me go ahead and I got some before pictures I'm going to show you guys, and you can see what it looked like prior. It had like a purple cover, one of those little True Tone covers, and it was just beat up. It was just beat up, and that's a sign of usually a well person is a beat up Bible. So anyway, that was its condition when I got it, and I did a lot of work to the block. Had to put a lot of pages back together and reinforce the spine. It's a strong spine now. This is a deerskin, a brown deerskin, and I didn't do any ribs because I liked the way the spine was coming. The reinforcement, I did like a triple reinforcement with leather on the back. Thanks to Post Tenebras Lux Bible Rebinding. Kind of took a page out of their playbook. And anyway, it seemed to make the spine much stronger. A little bit more of a hefty reinforcement. So I decided not to do the raised ribs because it actually has a pretty nice rounded look. I really kind of like the look it ended up with. So it's not for everybody. Some folks love the raised ribs. Some folks, they're hit or miss. Some folks like something like this. But I really liked how it turned out. I had to put all new headbands and tailbands on. As you can see right there. Might be able to see it. And the top. And this binding's so tight, I had to do it pretty tight to keep, because this whole thing was almost flattened out. So I had to do the binding really tight to kind of keep it to where it stays square and doesn't want to flatten back out. So anyway, you can't really see the head and tail bands really good because it's so tight up to that cover. Anyway, so I got two new ribbons in it, and these are 10 millimeter ribbons. I just thought these colors kind of went well together, and with that light brown, those are some good colors. So the inside is a tan cowhide. Has a really nice, just a really nice plain grain. It's just right, it's just right for a liner. And it's really, really flexible. You can't do this with any other kind of Bible than a rebind like this with this kind of leather, and it end up the same way. So anyway, you got the tan cowhide liner, and I did these textured end sheets. It really looks good, that color. I was debating on doing a purple or a blue to kind of match the ribbons, but I decided to go with a lighter color. I just think it looks pretty good. Here's the corner work. This deerskin is really thin, and much like the burgundy deerskin I've used in the past, it yields just, you have to try to make bad corners. Really, it's this thin deerskin, it gives you some pretty good corners. That might be the worst one of all of them. But I'll show you the other corners when we get to the back. I glued these end sheets pretty far up. Normally I glue them down about right here, but I actually glued them about halfway up, mainly because this is such a loose binding that whenever you hold it, it was wanting to just, fold in half, but by gluing up halfway, you see how it kind of holds the pages open, and it's a little easier to read from when you're holding one-handed. So that was why I glued these end sheets further up. So anyway, I'm not really going to go through the Bible. It's just a little thin line, double column NIV. You can see the ribbons and the head and tail bands, or the tail band right there. But it is a sewn binding. You can tell that from the pictures. And also, let me go back to these pictures. You see the sewing in the pictures, those lines, these lines going across. Those are, and the different black marks are the separate signatures. You can see how they're stacked. That's how they know where to put them in the stack. So anyway, so it's sewn, and it is really, really broken in. I mean, it's really floppy. So that's why I wanted to try to stiffen that binding up a little bit. So anyway, and like I said, there's a lot of wear, and I couldn't get a lot. I got a lot of the pages straightened out, the page corners that were bent, straightened out, but there's a ton more that are beat up. But a lot of that is just character. It adds some character to the Bible. Here's the back end sheets. It's the same textured cardstock, and the tan cowhide liner. And there's the back corners. They look pretty good. Like I said, you almost have to try to make back corners with this thin. This is really thin, almost like the top grain that, and it really feels like that too. That top grain that Crossway uses. Their China bindings for the top grains. It's like a really, really light leather. Now this is a deerskin where they use a calf or cowhide, but anyway, it just gives you some really good corners. And on the back, here's the back. It's just a really nice grain to that deerskin. It's really, really soft. It's softer, to me, it's softer than a calf skin. A lot of the calf skins I have, it's just a lot softer. And I know she's just going to be tickled with it once she holds it. It feels like a new Bible. I mean, and it's her Bible that she's had for so long. So I hope that she really enjoys it, and it lasts for her another 15 years. So anyway, guys, thank y'all for watching. And this is probably the smallest yap I've ever done. Also, because that really thin deerskin allowed me to do a much smaller fold over. So anyway, this is probably the smallest yap I've done. So anyhow, thank you guys for watching, and take care, and God bless.